Hey guys, it's Giant Musties. I want us to take a look at some of my bootleg and knockoff Godzilla figures. Now the thing about knockoffs is it's difficult to always determine which ones are knockoffs and which ones are completely original designs that just happen to be similar. So I'm going to go through my collection here, and if any of these you feel like are not knockoffs and that they are their own characters, just let me know in the comments. Alright, so first up here, I'm not going to spend much time on this giant burning Godzilla figure because I've already done a video on this figure by itself. You can still find this available on the internet to buy, but it looks like it's a knockoff of the X Plus burning Godzilla. I've had this figure for a little over a year now, and I'm a lot happier with it than I thought I would be. It's not too often you come across a giant Godzilla figure, so that's why I scooped up this. This next item is a little tricky because of the political nature surrounding the subject. Here I have a Godzilla-themed Donald Trump campaign pin for when he was running for president. Now, if you're not aware of how he ran his campaign, one of his many slogans were draining the swamp or getting rid of corruption in the United States government. And so here in the pin, Donald Trump is portrayed as Trumpzilla, and it says, stomping the establishment. It's kind of an ironic pin that it portrays him not getting rid of corruption, but rather just completely stomping on the United States government. I'm not trying to imply anything either way, I just think the pin itself is goofy, and I love it for what it is. Moving on to the next subject. Here I have a few mini Godzilla figures. I don't have many details about these, but this first one kind of appears like it's maybe from a dinosaur collection. It was just one of many different dinosaur figures in a bottle or in a case. As for these other two Godzilla figures, they were labeled as Mexican bootlegs. I'm not sure what all that entails. But here, the plastic on this one figure is actually so thin it kind of gives a transparent dorsal plate appearance. And then I have this figure right here. It's really intriguing that the bottom of the figure actually has Toho stamped and copyrighted, and I believe this is Godzilla written on the other foot in Japanese. However, I have a hard time believing that this is an official product. Maybe it was intended to be an official product, but then Toho saw the quality and that it's crap and they decided to pull the license, that the figures were already made so they just sold them off as bootlegs, or they're just trying to trick people into thinking it is official merchandising. Either way, it looks like this is based off the Godzilla Final Wars design. The head spins a full 360, the arms almost do a full 360, but the legs are in the way. The legs move about 90 degrees, and then the tail can do a 360. And this is the wind-up big fella figure. I'm not going to take him out of the package because I appreciate this background cardboard, which is also a portrayal of Godzilla. But when you wind him up, his feet move, his teeth chatter, and his arms move. Alright, up next I have this fairly common Creepy Classics King of the Lizards figure. Now there was another one that was also released. It was more of a finger puppet. But this one right here is obviously modeled after the King of the Monsters poster. If you look at the poster, you can't see Godzilla's dorsal plates. It's kind of poster accurate. There's also this pull back and go figure here, which, as the title suggests, you just pull back the dinosaur and let him go. When he goes, his legs move. He can move pretty quickly, actually. His arms have posability. Not a great range, probably at the most 90 degrees, but that's about it for this figure. Then we have the bump and go walking dinosaur. So basically you would let him go, and whenever he hits any kind of object, the wheel underneath him would spin, allowing him to change directions and continue on. You could argue that the swamp dinosaur is just a dinosaur, but there's something about the way those spines are orange, like they're glowing radioactive, and then you have that same orange around the mouth where the fire would be coming out at. To me, I think that just solidifies that this is Godzilla. Then I have a very similar figure here. It's an electronic. It comes with this little remote. There's two buttons. You can move forward and back. The legs on mine no longer work. They attempt to move. The arms thrash and eyes light up. And lastly, I believe this was called the battery operated dinosaur, or B/O dinosaur. I've seen a variation in colors before, a darker color one rather than this lighter color green. Now the legs and the arms do move, not very much. There's some wheels on the bottom here. Unfortunately, I'm actually missing this back piece. It has these two little metal prongs on the bottom. You press it with your thumb or your finger, and it acts as a conductor, and it activates, and you get this roar and light up sound. And that about does it for this episode. I'm planning on doing at least one more bootleg Godzilla knockoff video, so look forward to that in the future. I might even do a spin-off Godzilla's enemies or just other franchises in general. Which ones do you have? Thanks for watching.